Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Stop the music. Another episode of Texas Just another episode?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the 100th episode spectacular.
Accular.
Woo.
100 episodes.
Oh, God.
Lisa, it has been 21 months of
how
horror.
You know, like how you when you are sober for a certain amount of time, you get a chip. Like every 100 episodes, we take something from you. It's like the reverse.
See,
of that.
when we put out the mailbag, what I was really hoping for was some thoughts and prayers.
Oh, you got plenty of thoughts and prayers. We had almost every email that came in for the mailbag was, "I'm so sorry for Lisa."
But I also have a question.
And they were all like, "I have a question. Sorry, Lisa," because we're gonna make you think about this. So I'm so thankful for everyone who did write in. We had a ridiculous amount of responses. Blew us away. So thank you very much for taking the time to send that. Even we had some folks who just sent a note just to say how much they love the show. Really appreciated that. So
I didn't know your mom had so many different email addresses, but
I didn't know she knew how to create them either.
Impressive.
Like, why are they all Hotmail? I don't get it.
She doesn't know what that site really is.
I love Mitch at msn.com.
Aww.
Was that my mom? Damn, I just
Mitch
thought it was,
is my little
thought I was
boy.
a fan. I guess would be sad if my mom wasn't my fan. Mitch is terrible. Nate's the best.
Dude, I'm gonna
see you at Easter.
I need to log in and see if I still have an MSN email.
Oh my God.
Now I'm gonna do that after this show.
I think I probably have an AOL still that I forgot the password for long ago, so I never was able to like delete the account. So that's probably still there.
Yep, probably.
Good. It's just taking up some server. There's just some server is just collecting just email for the last like 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, AOL doesn't have servers anymore. That's hilarious. But yeah.
Well, they got something.
But anyway,
Someone bought it.
episode 100. Lisa, what's momentous occasion?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
When you
on
think of the
this?
last 100 episodes, what are some highlights?
Well, so episode 1, Alien Covenant. Saw it in the theaters. That was our first episode. Now
It was really good.
we're
too.
here. What some of the highlights?
Started from the Covenant. Now we're here.
It's great.
Yeah. Where my xenomorphs at?
Animorphs is what we're all waiting on, Nate. Come on.
Animorph. Oh, Jesus. No, but highlights from your side of the.
There's been some good ones and there's been some really, really terrible ones. But I didn't have to watch Pet Sematary last episode, so thank goodness for that.
Small victories.
Whew.
I mean, Lisa, let me ask you. So, 100 episodes. Did you really think you would have been here? Like you'd be here today talking about
like alive?
Whoa.
No, not alive, obviously.
Still be alive?
But like that she would just be like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like you would have just rage quit by now.
Don't act like I haven't tried to get out of this 20 times over the course of the past 2 years.
This is a very abusive relationship. I'm not part of it.
I was like, I'm
seeing it.
done, right? No, not done. Oh, shoot.
You did get to miss Pet Sematary, which is a
Thank
movie you would
goodness.
have hated so
yeah,
hard.
but then you two came back here to record the episode and told me all about it.
Not the same.
Not the same.
It's not even close to the same.
Yeah. Nate, what about you? I remember when we were talking about this idea for this podcast.
We talked about the idea, I think for the first time, coming out of a funeral.
Was that the first idea?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Man,
Wow,
yeah.
that is auspicious.
It was.
Jesus
We
Christ.
probably should have hung out more than just funerals.
Yeah. Like every funeral, you come with one new idea.
I want to set the record straight. Since this is going out to the internet. It was a funeral of someone we knew. It wasn't just a funeral that we just decided to go crash.
Yeah, it's not.
That's not Nate.
First of all, I'm
bag.
the Owen Wilson of the group for sure. I think I'm going to call that right now. Funeral crashers.
Is that the better? Is that who you want to be in this situation?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, that was kind of the start of it. Literally at a funeral. So
yeah.
Wow.
And here
Have we gotten better? I don't even know at that point.
No.
The sound quality's gotten better.
Yeah, the sound quality is much better.
That's about it.
I will never forget episode 2 when Lisa gave The Omen one of the lowest scores possible.
Oh my gosh. It is episode 100. Let it go.
That was a highlight for me because that was fun. No, some of the highlights, I mean, the Leprechaun episodes are, I think, instant classics. Just off the bat.
Yeah, you're just saying that because you're trying to justify your purchase of the entire Leprechaun.
It was the best $13 I've
on
ever
Blu-ray.
spent.
Yeah, we've seen a whole wide gamut of films. But I think what I really have enjoyed the most about this is, getting our friends here, getting some of the awesome guests we've had as unsuspecting victims. We recently had Drew Yari, we had Kevin Castle from the Kevin Castle Show,
and Mike Wright.
Mike Wright from Fantasy Footballers, which is awesome. It's been very cool, very fun, just to get everyone's reaction to these movies that that I've loved and watched all the time.
I kind of do miss in the beginning of the show when we were kind of almost tricking our friends at that point to be guests, where I would just pick a bunch of movies that I knew everyone would hate. God, I gotta do that again.
Yeah,
I think people are onto you by now.
We start doing this.
We become more considerate lately. Well, now essentially people are like, we have our friends who are asking us to be on the show.
Yes, it's like I haven't been on the show in a while. What is non-gross one are you guys gonna do next? And I'll be part of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gotta wait a little bit, but
honestly, it's what non-holiday one. Jack Frost was terrible.
God, Jack Frost is the best.
Thanksgiving was terrible. Yeah. You're gonna come up with some Valentine's Day or Easter one next, right?
It is Valentine's Day.
We did My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, which is good.
Passion of the Zombie.
Hey, what's that?
An Easter one.
Nate got so excited.
Hold on, what? How have I not seen this movie?
Nate's thinking Ginger Dead Man 3 Passion of the Crust.
Passion of the Crust is great. We watched that at your house.
Yeah, we did.
It was great. I think Us could now be the Easter movie because all the rabbits.
Okay.
So we can just slot that one in. Yeah, I think we could get all of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, so off the bat, we just want to say thank you all so much for listening these past 100 episodes. If you are a longtime listener, of course, thank you so much. New time listeners, you have a hefty back catalog to go back and look through. So you can find them on the iTunes, Spotify. I don't know if there's like a cache limit or something. So if you can't see some of the early ones, like I think
you can see them all.
Yeah, I think iTunes in the app or Apple Podcasts, excuse me, it only shows up to a certain number. But you can always go to our website at TexasPodcastMassacre.com to look at old ones if you need it that way. Get them directly through the RSS feed.
Yeah, just search Thanksgiving Jack Frost Leprechaun. That's where you should start, probably.
That's where you should start.
Lisa crying, leprechaun,
Yeah. And also make sure to check out our YouTube page. Nate and I have our little side project of making ridiculous parody videos. Although our best one is Lisa's for Plaster Face.
Oh, the classic tourist trap episode.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that episode if you want to hear me getting yelled at for like an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of yelling.
Horrible movie. Good music video.
I'll be honest, I've come to appreciate Tourist Trap over time.
No.
Yes.
I feel that history will look favorably on Tourist Trap.
History already looks favorably on Tourist Trap.
Mainly because I watched it again at the last drive-in and it was great.
Team Trap.
All right, well, with that said, in lieu of our normal debate, I say let's go ahead and get into the 100th episode mailbag.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
All right, we've had a number of questions. I don't know that we had any that are going to get the evil Elmo voice, Nate.
You got to throw one in.
I'll throw one.
You got to throw
I'll
one
find
evil
one.
Elmo voice.
I'll find one.
Shit. I think I have to do Sean Connery at one point also. I'll do a Connery one.
We know you can't do a Matthew McConaughey, so we're not gonna. It's fine. Yeah. So so the first question I'm gonna start is actually from a new listener, Cody Firestone. Sent us this email in. Wanted to ask, what is your favorite horror kill? So thinking back over the last 100 episodes, or I guess it could be for us, it could be other horror movies.
Yeah.
Which has been your favorite horror kill?
Or in Lisa's case, it could be your least favorite if you want to mix it up.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
Your favorite?
Well, Lisa, jump on in there.
Wasn't a fan of the movie, but this is probably the best. It's the one that sticks out the most in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason X, when Jason's in space and he like freeze dries that chick's face and then smashes it.
Face smash.
Such a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's that. I think on that episode we may have come on record and said that's one of the top kills ever. That's a good pick.
It was unique,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It was something different
that's
than just stabby.
No, I gotta go back in the memory bank.
I know.
I had one. Is it as good as that? Not really.
For me, I always really enjoyed Trick or Treat with the werewolf scene in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because it was such a great twist.
Yeah.
And even rewatching it knowing it's coming, it's still
good.
Still well done. Still it's got like the right level of corniness with the "my what big teeth," or whatever she says that line. And it's such a corny line, but it's done well enough that it works real well. So that's one of mine for sure.
So I had one, but I'm just gonna switch it up. So I'm gonna make my own subcategory for children kills. So
Of course you are. You want to just throw a dog one in there too? Just
the dog one. My favorite dog one is Planet Terror.
Someone did send us. We're not answering this question. Someone did want to ask us what was the most like surprising dog killer.
Yeah, what was the worst? Does the dog die?
It was Planet Terror for sure. Because the dog, you don't see the dog the whole movie
the dog
until the
comes
dog
out
gets
of nowhere to
killed.
get murdered, and in the commentary he goes, "Yeah, I just threw a dog getting killed in there just to make sure you knew anything was possible."
Garbage.
Like, that's awesome. And Hereditary runner up for that. For children, I mean, you gotta go Georgie. From It.
It is. Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
That was because you knew that the setup was going to happen.
That was really bad.
And actually, Pet Sematary has got an interesting one also. But that one at It was just like, oh, this is popping off. Like this is going for it. Right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that change. I mean, it's certainly gorier than the original, although it's nothing different. It was cut what's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
but the fact that they did it and it was so quick and violent and you really didn't expect it really set the tone for the rest of the film.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I mean, I think without that kill, that movie, it suffers for it, Yeah,
I agree. Honorable mention, Mask Kid from Halloween 3. I'm just watching TV wearing a mask with my dad at this cool toy place. My face is snakes. All right.
Oh, goodness. Yep. All right. Well, there you go. So,
sorry, Lisa. I'm gonna say that a lot this episode.
All right, so we got a number of emails from this next listener, Jesse Pennypacker from the South.
The Deep South.
Little Nicky is a horror movie on its own.
Little Nicky. I've probably seen Little Nicky 25 times.
That is way too. That is exactly 24 more times.
I listened to the POD song from this soundtrack a million times also. Don't even. There's no way to unpack this. There's no way to unpack. Future Academy Award winner Patricia Arquette.
Butterflies. That movie sucks so hard. Anyway, I'm just angry.
Every Adam Sandler movie now is a horror movie. Let's just agree on that.
Right. Except for, funnily enough, Hotel Transylvania, which
Jesus.
All right, so we have a number of these. So
yeah, holy shit, man! A lot of questions. Love it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to probably follow up on some of those just via email and on social media to share it all out. But yeah, so here's the one I want to start us off with. We've seen a lot of shitty parents.
Yeah.
And horror
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
And we are all now parents. You know, that was the thing. We started this not parents.
Yeah. We started no parenting.
Yeah. Now we have, we have little Damien.
Yeah.
A little Danny.
Little Danny.
Danny Torrance.
Yeah. So
I'm doing the finger curl. No one can see it.
who is the worst parent from a horror movie?
There's a lot. Lisa, you said you had one in the
I
chamber.
thought I had one, but the more I think about it, God, these
What
people
were
are
you thinking?
horrible.
Give me your
Off the
thought
top
process.
of my head was obviously Nick Cage
From Mom and Dad.
from Mom and Dad.
Of course.
Obviously. But then I think
God.
Carrie's mom was really, really bad.
Carrie's mom
yeah.
is somehow way worse.
Yeah.
Did Carrie's mom steal a Declaration of Independence?
She might have. We don't
Don't know.
She stole like a first edition Bible, maybe. But other than that,
Trying to think who else.
Carrie's mom's a great one.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the
yeah,
worst,
that's
all
pretty
time
bad.
worst. Okay, that's solid.
Yeah. So for me, it's a toss up between her or Nick Cage.
Okay,
You,
that's
Nate?
that's a good one. I mean, this last movie we did, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, that sounds like it was.
Oh,
probably pretty
doggy.
bad. But
Don't leave
also,
your kids in the car. Just ever. Not
well,
a great move.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
You don't look at your kid in the car and go, "Oh yeah, they're fine for another couple hours." Nah,
How old was he?
like 2 or 3.
That's so sad.
That's bad. You know what? I'll mix it up. I'm gonna go Guy Woodhouse from Rosemary's Baby.
Okay.
Bad father, worse husband.
Was he a parent though?
We don't know how he was as a dad. He could have been a great, loving, nurturing dad.
Well,
for the
I guess he
Antichrist.
wasn't really a dad. Okay, I take that back.
No.
He wasn't really even a dad.
Yeah, not yet.
Terrible surrogate dad or step. I mean, if he's a stepdad,
Yeah.
they're not together anymore. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they kept up the charade.
Yeah, that's not great. You know what? I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna go Prevenge.
Okay.
Not a great mom.
Why?
Well, she murders a bunch of people at the behest of her fetus. Then the kid's born. And you're like, oh yeah, everything's great. Nah, she just keeps murdering. She's gonna be a terrible mom.
True.
It's just insane.
I forgot the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. The ending was, oh yeah, she's just insane.
Yeah.
The fetus had nothing to do with it. She had a mental breakdown. That's not great.
Yeah.
Mitch, besides Nate, who's the worst parent?
Nate, I'm actually going to steal one of your answers.
Okay.
For me, it's the parents of the kid in Halloween 3.
Halloween
He's
3.
sitting there with the mask on, and then he's like grabbing his head, and they're like, "What's going on, Junior?" And he's just like, bugs are coming out. No one's like getting up to get the mask off their kid. They just watch him like disintegrate. Yeah, no.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. That's dude. That kid got done wrong
Yeah.
at Halloween 3.
Yeah, right. I he did nothing egregious.
Don't worry, it only happened to millions of kids in the end of that movie. So.
Right. In like what? Los Angeles, New York, and Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Why?
Time zones don't exist. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now this one is specifically for you, Lisa.
Bring it on. It's Jesse's question?
It is Jesse.
Okay.
Now, because Jesse, you've sent us a few, and we're answering a few. This one is getting a little vocal treatment.
Oh,
Okay. Oh
Lord.
God, here you go, Lisa. Get ready. Get ready.
Which Disney movie would make the best horror film?
Now, Elmo, not a Disney property, right? Okay. Just
You know
confirming.
what? Disney owns fucking everything. Who knows? It
Yeah.
probably is at this point.
Yeah.
See, the issue with this one is most of the Disney movies,
They're already horror movies.
well, they were based off the grim, fairy tales, and those are really horrific. So you could pretty much take a lot of these back to their roots
Okay.
and really make it terrifying. I mean, my favorite of all time, Beauty and the Beast. I think you could really make that pretty scary. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. A lot of the princess ones, I think you could.
They already did kind of Sleeping Beauty, or what did they do? Or Snow White? Oh, they did Snow
Maleficent?
White already. Yeah, they already did Snow White, kind of.
Oh, Snow White? What do you mean?
Yeah, it was like, what's the Hunt and the Huntsman?
Oh,
whatever garbage
that
was.
wasn't a horror movie.
And there wasn't the Maleficent one.
Yeah. But which one would be the best?
Ooh, Will Smith
horror
looks pretty
movie?
terrifying in that.
In the new Aladdin.
I mean, you could call that one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bambi is basically a horror movie from the get-go.
What they could do is they could take Mulan, but have the Huns be zombies.
Ooh.
It's kind of a Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies sort of thing with it. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I think that would be a good one for sure. And then Bambi is already a horror movie. So,
that beginning of Bambi just.
Oh. I would have just said Toy Story, but like the part of it where they turn in against Sid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the toys all coming to life and
so it's
terrorizing
so it's like
kids.
it's Toy Hostel turns into Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That basically is Puppet Master. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, Nate, do you have a Disney movie you would like to see?
They're all, as I said, they're all
great.
I'll just go Bambi. Bambi is like a short 10-minute horror film.
Yeah.
Done. That's it.
Okay. Well, John Mark from this came in through Facebook. So
book those faces.
Book those faces. Yeah. Send us this. Love listening to you guys. Whenever I listen to it, it reminds me of times being subjected to horror movies in college. I feel your pain, Lisa.
Oh, thanks, John Mark.
Since everything seems to be getting a reboot, notice they still ask the question. They're like, I so bad for you. Anyway,
Lisa.
Since everything seems to be getting a reboot, what old movie, series, or creature would you like to see done with today's special effects?
Okay.
I still haven't seen. I haven't seen The Exorcist. I'm sure it's on our list somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's there.
But I feel like that would probably make a good remake.
Like, imagine if The Nun was like 100 million times better.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask you guys, do you think that the special effects still hold up? Like, I know they were really good for the time, but do you think on a rewatch?
It was like that one movie with the lady from Dexter.
Oh,
Deborah Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. They've already taken like the bone breaking, like, because in The Exorcist there's a famous head turning scene.
Yes.
I think everyone, even if you haven't seen it, you know that.
Yeah.
Now they've just like ramped it up where like every bone shatters. I don't even know where you can go from that.
To me, The Exorcist is such a perfect horror movie in that they've never been able to improve on that movie.
That theme.
Yeah. I mean, it is still the demonic possession film. I don't know that having a whole lot of special effects on that one is really going to give you a lot. To me, it still holds up really well.
Are you forgetting Ginger Dead Man in this category though?
Forgetting, I never was going to bring it up. Nate, I don't know.
Gary Busey possessing a gingerbread cookie, also in the category, I would say.
It's Gary Busey?
Yeah, it's Gary Busey.
It's on the list of the episode.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get there.
It's on the list. And I will also bring cookies, to be nice.
Only if they're burnt.
And they'll be gluten-free.
Oh.
Oh.
Nate, what do you think?
Remake. One of my favorite all-time movies and one of the best horror remakes ever is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I don't know if anyone's, I don't think you guys have watched Sabrina season 2 yet.
No.
That just came out, but I did. And they had an episode that was Invasion of the Body Snatchers-esque. I just want that movie now.
Mm-hmm.
I want like a darker, more horror Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay.
You can throw in a little political context if you want. Boom. Like, oh, my family changed political views or something. Boom. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Make it topical. I would love that.
Okay.
Just remake it like every 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
There was a 90s one. I'm just going to skip that. There's 50s, 70s, 90s. You should probably do one now.
Yeah.
I love Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So maybe an Ice Cream Man. Maybe
that movie's perfect as it is. Nothing needs to change but Ice Cream Man. Yeah. So I'm kind of torn between 3 of them. And I don't know. I'm gonna just put these 3 and y'all tell me which one of these 3 y'all would
Mulan.
co-sign.
Okay, we're starting with Mulan.
Right. So the first one, thinking old school, Nosferatu.
They're already doing that.
Let's see. That's just because they're doing it doesn't mean I want to. Doesn't mean I doesn't want it last.
You know who's doing that, Lisa? The guy who directed The Witch is doing Nosferatu. That is straight.
Who's Nosferatu?
That's straight money. I don't know.
They haven't cast him yet.
But they got the Anya Taylor-Joy.
Because if it's like McConaughey, then I'll see it.
McConaughey too. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So number 2, Creepshow.
We just did this last episode where we said Creepshow was fine where it was.
I would still be all right with
Okay.
it. But I think maybe where I am going to sit, where I'm going to, having said this and the looks on your faces, leave me number 3, They Live.
Okay.
I think They Live would be great for a remake.
I think They Live would be also great for a remake.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one. Is that the vampire?
No, that's with Roddy
kids?
Piper.
Oh.
Where they all look like aliens.
Hot garbage?
Yeah.
You want to remake that?
Well, I'd like for them to not make it hot garbage.
But a remake, you could recycle that garbage into like a nice table.
They still need to keep that long ass fight scene, but everything else can be.
And the chew bubble gum and kick ass lane.
Yeah. And then the weird like ending sex scene.
Fine.
It's like, wait, what?
Who's in this movie then?
Oh man.
Is it gotta be a wrestler?
I feel like you'd want to be true to it. Now, would you do The Rock?
What if
The Rock's too?
What if Brock Lesnar is just
No, Brock Lesnar would be the worst.
John Cena is.
No. You're already ruining this for me. John Cena.
Mankind is.
You know what? I could maybe deal with a Mick Foley, but it had to have been done like 10 years ago. Couldn't be Mick Foley.
It's got to be
now.
The Miz, Mitch.
The Miz.
I don't know who that is. But.
You know what?
The Miz.
Of today current wrestlers, The Miz for sure.
You would.
It has to be like a second tier level wrestler.
Yeah, well, The Miz, The Miz fits that bill. And he's been in plenty of movies.
What's
And by
Goldberg?
plenty of movies, I mean he's been in a whole bunch of The Marines.
What's Goldberg doing?
Last I saw, he was on the Goldbergs.
Wow. This is spearing those aliens.
Right.
God. You
know what? You know what? I take that back. A legitimate person a wrestler could be Batista.
Isn't that guy already in movies?
Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's jacked, though.
He is jacked. But could you imagine him like, if he was going around like.
Oh, yeah. Total stealth. Like this dude is like muscles, like has face, like cheek muscles that are like just ripped.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's going to, fit in very well, but.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, John Mark. Thank you. Okay. We did have one other from Twitter. We have a couple others that we'll get through before we move. This one, are there horror movies that Lisa liked, but Nate, you and I didn't?
I can think of one off the top of my head.
What?
Lisa was the high rating giver, which is almost never the case for Jigsaw.
Yeah.
That was her first Saw movie. It was our 7th or 8th Saw movie.
Yeah.
Did not care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about this one. There's a small subset of movies that I saw before I met Mitch. And I know one that I really liked, and then I made him watch later, and I don't think you were as big of a fan, was Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one,
Okay,
Nate?
yeah, I love Sunshine.
Oh, you love Sunshine.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sunshine.
Mitch was on it.
What, you're in space going toward the sun? Come on. I'm in on this.
It was a good one.
I'm in on this.
It was fine. I don't know.
The other one that I saw was 28 Days Later, but I don't know if you guys like that one or not.
Oh, yeah. 20 Days Later is good.
If you said 28 weeks later, I'm like, okay, yeah, good. Yeah, you can take that.
Like 28 weeks later.
You can take that.
I
one.
will. I'll take it with me all the way to the
I'm
bank.
looking at the review scores, and there's almost 0 that you've given the higher scores than us.
Yeah.
That's it.
That sounds about right.
You tied for the high with Mitch on the Into the Dark Puka episode from that Hulu show.
Oh.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't think you would have claimed that one
no.
ever. Yeah.
All right. Well, so there you have it.
And one other one. Recent episode, The Final Girls. You had the highest score.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, but I love that movie too. So. But it was very good.
Yep.
There you go.
Then you said you had a question or two that came in.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, questions. My favorite question that I got was, come up with a horror book series for kids. We're all new parents. What kind of horror stories you want to be telling your kids?
I'm out.
Yeah, you're out. It's like, oh look, this book is totally blank pages. What's going on here? Isn't it like the book with no pictures? This is like the book with no anything.
Yeah, probably.
That's a deep parent cut there. If I was gonna have, so I plan on telling my kids bedtime stories. Books overrated. Sometimes you gotta mix it up with the little.
But
stories.
what, like zombies? Like what's the theme?
I was saying for kids, I don't know if you can go straight zombies. Is that too much for kids?
Probably,
right?
I mean, most stuff that's geared towards kids in terms of horror are trying to teach them something, right?
Yes.
Like the fairy tales, right? You know, Hansel and Gretel, don't eat too much sugar.
Take the trash out or
you'll
get buried alive. What? There's this German stories, Struwelpeter, that they are these fairy tales that are like, the Grimm is like nothing compared to that.
Didn't you say you read?
I have this book. Yeah, I
you?
have that. I might just readapt that for new times.
Well, they're
Poor
about to
Danny.
readapt my favorite children's horror stories.
Scary stories.
Oh, I used to read that all the time as a kid.
So I think I just redo Struwelpeter or like in modern times. So instead of like, you whip a dog and then you become massively injured and the dog eats at your place on the table, eating your food while you're totally like maimed. You can mix it up.
That was a Goosebumps too.
Was that a Goosebumps?
Well,
I think they might have taken
the kid became a dog and the dog became a kid.
Oh, it's like a Freaky Friday with a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was permanent. Like it was.
Okay.
Yeah, see, Goosebumps is where that was my level of horror as a kid.
The Goosebumps is ripping off old German
And even
stuff.
that, they were creepy to me.
Goosebumps were amazing.
That and the cartoon version of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
I watched that.
I think I at least had the first 150 Goosebumps books at one point.
Oh, nice.
I used to read those a lot.
Yeah.
That said, yeah, I gotta go darker. I'll go with the German ones. Like, you suck your thumb too much. A guy named Struwelpeter with crazy long hair and like Edward Scissorhands, like Flojo fingernails, has like a pruning cutter thing, and it cuts your thumb off because you keep sucking your thumb. So my kid's not gonna suck his thumb.
Wow.
End of story. Struwelpeter 2019. Just, anniversary
Sorry,
collection.
it just reminds me. There's an old SNL skit with John Malkovich where he's reading a children's story and he keeps telling about like some like deity's gonna come and like eat their
It's
toes.
the night before Christmas.
He's reading the
right?
night before Christmas, but he's like telling us like, oh, in some cultures they believe in this. Who's a naughty imp who'll nibble on your toes if you've been naughty.
Okay,
that's what it's gonna be like at your house.
Putting that video on repeat is probably easier than making a story up. So I have a backup plan now.
All right. Well, we do have a couple more, and then we'll get into this week's movie of the week. Or Nate, did you have any others? Again?
I have one other one.
Oh, sorry. Then you go ahead.
What would be your favorite horror movie to watch on Valentine's Day, if you had to pick?
What would be my favorite?
Yeah, what, like, if you're gonna watch a horror movie with your significant other, whoever that might be,
Whoever that might be.
Whomever. Sorry, I apologize. What would you like to watch?
It's an interesting question.
Wow, there's a lot of staring happening.
I know. It's hot in the studio today. So it's really a question of: are you going for the theme? Are you going for
anything you want?
I know. I'm just laying out the story here. I think, I don't know. One of our first dates, I made Lisa watch The Ring.
Classic.
No.
Well, then I left her.
That was a Valentine's thing also for me. I watched with an ex-girlfriend. I watched The Ring 2 on Valentine's.
And that's why she's an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. You wanted your girlfriend's gonna want a ring. Give her give her rings.
Like she's averse to rings for a while. Like let's slow this down a little bit. Let's watch the Ring movies. Also, on one Valentine's Day in high school, my girlfriend at the time and I did a double header of Halloween and Halloween 2. Classic Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
classic Valentine's.
You definitely don't want to
Day
pick a movie that is prominently showing the boyfriend being a jerk and part of the reason why they're getting like all murdered. So you rule out all the Friday the 13th.
Okay,
it's not going to set you up for.
Okay, so you come up with a strategy like I want the dude to be the hero, and then that kind of translates to how my night's going to go. That's what you're thinking about it.
Sort of, right.
Okay, so now
you kind of want to set that scene like, one really good one would be Cabin in the Woods. Right, because it's two of them at the end when they go into the underground, tunnel and everything.
Cthulhu destroys the whole world.
Right,
whatever.
right,
totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Very
at
romantic.
least there's a little bit of that. Yeah,
and we could die from Cthulhu. Maybe we should start making out. I don't know. what do you think? All right, Lisa. What about you? Any Valentine's Day?
No. This is baloney. This is baloney. I get every week gets ruined by her movie. You got to take Valentine's Day too.
What about a Monster Squad? Or like a kind of a young, like a more fun,
Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, kind of like
cute.
that.
Lost Boys.
It's like I just want to look at Kiefer Sutherland the whole time. I don't even want to deal with.
Ooh.
Or the saxophone player.
Fine, any horror movie with McConaughey in it. How about that?
Yeah, Frailty.
But
Texas
he was
Chain Saw
hardly in
Massacre.
Frailty.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's what you want on your Valentine's Day. Your date really upset that Matthew McConaughey's screen time was less than advertised.
Like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm just gonna go home. You actually tricked me.
Yeah, that's like propping in Magic Mike. It's just not gonna end well for you.
Nice.
No,
but it's also Matthew McConaughey.
Cabin in the Woods would be good because you got Hemsworth in it.
There you go.
I mean, he doesn't last very long, but he's in it.
But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh God! All right, so we've got one last one on Nate.
God, what?
This question's for you, but you really need a Sean Connery voice. You promised this.
I did promise this.
So you're gonna have to largely ask yourself this question.
Okay.
In a Sean Connery voice.
Okay. Oh man, Sean Connery, huh?
Yeah.
If you had to pick a Jordan Peele movie to remake or do a sequel to fuck. The sentence doesn't make any sense.
If you had to have Jordan Peele direct.
I know, but I read the sentence exactly and that fucked me up.
And you tripped up.
Yeah. Well, because it doesn't make sense. Okay.
I'll play your game, you rogue.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I'll take a small break here. Okay, Mitch. All right, here we go. If you had to pick a movie that Jordan Peele would do a remake for, which would it be? Ice Cream Man or Tourist Trap? Dog? And I would definitely go Tourist Trap, obviously. Tourist Trap is already great, but imagine got Lisa's look on that. Imagine the foundation of greatness built upon by Jordan Peele. He's basically already doing that with Candyman.
Yeah. Imagine
Tourist Trap, but like not rated PG. Like imagine what that could be.
Yeah, because Ice Cream Man seems like it would be something out of Key and Peele.
Ice Cream Man, man, if you could just redo the scene where the guy's head is in the ice cream cone, like all I'd want is that, really.
Yeah.
But I would imagine Tourist Trap. Look, Jordan Peele's always got he's trying to do some insightful commentary at all times, right? Instead of like the pipe flying into that guy's back, maybe it's something that shows the death of the American worker. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh.
And I'm going to end this before Lisa wants to murder me. So.
Well, that's gonna wrap it. We had several other questions, but we needed to.
Oh, there's a bunch more.
Yeah, there's a bunch more. So we will maybe save them for another. Maybe we'll do this again here sooner than later. Obviously, if you have questions, keep sending them in, and we'll add them in. Particularly if they're relevant to an episode we're doing.
And you can send it to us at TexasPodcastMassacre@gmail.com, at TXPod Massacre on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Join our group. We're on Instagram, and our podcast is on all of your podcast platforms.
All right. Well, with that said, we're going to finally 40 minutes in.
Mitch, I have a question. What's our movie of the week this week?
It is our namesake Texas Chain Saw Massacre.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America. This is the movie that is just as real, just as close, just as terrifying as being there. Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chain Saw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
This is an elaborate ruse, and then eventually I'll turn on you at the critical moment.
So we're finally doing
the
it.
granddaddy of them all.
The Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Because Nate, during the entire trailer, lectured me that I did not say the name. As it is factually titled.
You gotta say it like that's the Texas.
Oh.
Right? Is that correct, Lisa? So
what?
It's the. All right? That's how you would say like the.
Oh, the instead of the?
The.
I don't know.
All I know is that chainsaw is probably fueled by propane and propane accessory.
Cleaner that way.
It's cleaner. It runs cleaner. Yeah, so we have saved this movie really for our 100th episode. We debated actually having it as our first episode.
Yeah.
But then we thought that was a little too on the nose.
But then we're like, you know what? You know what's even better than that? Alien Covenant. That'll stand the test of time.
I think it was just because it was in theater.
It was.
But yes. So, Lisa, unsuspecting victim. What's the elevator pitch for this movie?
Don't take a road trip.
Don't road trip.
Road trips are bad.
Yep, just fly.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't take a road trip. Don't pick up hitchhikers. Don't just stop or at a random point.
Yeah.
On the street.
This
is more of a TripAdvisor kind of a review
Lock
here.
Your damn doors.
Assume everyone you meet on a road trip is related to everyone else in the town and is there to murder you.
So I actually didn't see this movie till I was in college. But do you know how I saw this? I saw this as a double feature. I watched Deliverance first.
Oh,
then
nice.
I watched this movie. Fuck. And then I went on a road trip. It was actually not great timing.
No. Yeah. I'm trying to think of when the first time I saw this movie was. I think it was high school when I first saw it.
So Lisa, this was your first time, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time your chainsaw has been massacred?
This is the first and last time.
What if I told you that there was a remake kind of this in this
I don't
vein
care.
with Matthew McConaughey?
Why didn't we watch that?
It's like a unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
Who is he?
He's one of the family members.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the family members?
What if I told you that? Would you like it then?
Oh, I don't know.
What about Renee Zellweger?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Next Generation.
Well, clearly.
But you guys don't like the remake, do you?
We can find out. I haven't seen it in a long time. We can find out.
I mean, it's a remake for sure.
So my strategy before
fresh out the kitchen.
my strategy before college was to watch like the shittiest movies, like horror movies ever. So like The Dentist 2, Sometimes They Come Back Again.
Oh
like,
my god.
Movies like that, Leprechaun 3. Those were all right in my wheelhouse. And then when I got to college and all of a sudden torrents existed, there was a whole new world opened up to actually the good ones. I had the crap out of the way, which is actually probably the best way to do it.
Yeah,
and
right.
Then you get to the meat right after that.
Then why'd you bring the crap back for this show, Nate?
That's a great question. Sometimes you got to mix it up.
I do want to clarify for Lisa. So it's not really a remake. It's actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
It's not. There
is a an actual.
That's Jessica Biel.
With Jessica Biel.
That's Jessica Biel.
Oh,
sorry.
Because I remember that.
But it's in the same vein.
Of course,
it's The Next Generation. It's like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Basically the same thing.
Sorry. Just going back to Nate's point really fast about how he watched horrible movies. Wasn't it him that made us watch? Neil Bogg, what's the name? Troll 2?
Troll 2. Oh, future episode.
First of all, you're welcome.
First of all, it was at our old house.
Yeah.
It was on for all of 20 minutes, and I said, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you literally
I
left a full house of people watching this movie.
That's what the trolls want.
I don't care.
Also, there's no trolls.
I went to bed.
Which then led into, is that when we watched Ginger Dead Man?
That could have been the same night, which is quite a double feature.
So really, Mitch, how did we not see the crappy horror movies coming? Considering those were some of the first ones he made us watch.
Oh no!
That's
why I asked Nate to be the co-host.
I state my intentions. I state my intentions clearly from the get-go.
Yeah,
Ginger Dead Man. I just rolled.
Look, just be happy you haven't watched Tiptoes yet.
When I first meet someone, I just go Ginger Dead Man, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and then I'm like, "All right, we're gonna be friends." And if not, then I'll just move on. That's
now,
fine.
Lisa. This movie, before we get into Nate's facts, which there are so many of them. Now, this movie is, largely, it might as well have been made by UT because
Texas Film Commission.
That was its only
so
saving
many
grace.
of them were Longhorns, in fact, whether they graduated or not. But
and the super interesting thing that I'm going to steal one of Nate's facts
I have so many.
Because this to me is crazy. Mitch was telling me that it was filmed where there is now La Frontera in Round Rock. And my grandmother lives in Round Rock, and I have shopped there a million times. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
I've shopped there against my will.
Yeah.
Also.
So Machete's got my prom building. Chainsaw Massacre's got where I went shopping with my grandmother.
No.
I grew up in the house.
Freaky.
I grew up in the Rosemary's Baby house. Just go. If you said that, I would not be surprised. You also got there's the gas station. This movie is in Bastrop, and it actually is a restaurant now.
Wait, it's in Bastrop?
Come on down to Bastrop.
Oh,
and next time I go to Austin, I'm gonna stop there for some barbecue.
Nice.
Oh, do I want to eat barbecue?
Maybe
there?
I have been there. What's it called now? Do you know?
Called the gas station. It just reopened recently, like last couple of years.
Okay.
And you can camp there if you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know where that woman was like beaten with a broom and like totally kidnapped? Do you want to like stay there or like or like what? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So tell me, Nate, what you got for this one?
45 years ago, 1974. 83-minute runtime, mercifully for Lisa, I would say. You don't see Leatherface till like 33 minutes in either. So, I mean, you only got 50 minutes of Leatherface.
There was plenty of other stuff that was creepy.
Oh, yes. IMDb 7.5. Rotten 88%. Who are these 12%? Tagline, who will survive and what will be left of them? One of the classic taglines.
Mm-hmm.
Budget $80,000 to film the movie, or $60,000 to film the movie. $80,000 added extra in the editing process. So more money editing than filming it, which means I had to sell away like the future rights to it, which that sucks.
Yeah.
The film was just distributed by Bryanston Distribution Company. If that sounds shady, it was a mafia front. So. Money got laundered from this film.
We're going to edit Used Guys films real good.
Used Guys. Used Guys only got paid $405 per person got screwed out of royalties and stuff because they obviously underestimated all the profits they got, so they could shadily move it around. That guy went to jail. Then New Line, there are lots of lawsuits. I watched a documentary on Amazon Prime on this, and basically like half of it is the lawsuits.
Oh, wow.
Like all the actors talking about the lawsuits that they did. New Line Cinema bought the rights to this movie. They ended up having to pay the cast and crew what they were owed. As part of the buying of the rights, they had to pay some of the people who worked on the movie like years later.
Nice.
So that's crazy. Box office, they estimate it to be about $31 million, which in today's money is $144 million. Not terrible for a movie made for $140,000 with like no actors in it almost at all that you would ever recognize, filmed for 4 weeks in like 110 degree heat because that's when they got the money. So they had to go. I mean, it sounded like it was a rough shooting time. People didn't have different wardrobes, so they couldn't change. A lot of Sally's blood was real blood because she was running through all those brambles. And they couldn't change her outfit. Yeah. It was like continuity. So there's fake blood that was crusted on real blood. Everybody got hurt on this. I watched the director commentary. Everybody got injured practically.
Yeah.
At some point in this movie. People got cut for real. People got burnt. People were passing out. Sounded like it was a rough time.
Yeah.
The director of this movie is Tobe Hooper, rest in peace. Born in Austin, Texas, and he died in 2017. He died like right after we started making this podcast. Actually.
Yeah, when we were still doing the news.
It was only like a couple months after we started.
There was a big news item there. Yep.
So you might remember him from such classics as Salem's Lot in 1979. You got Funhouse, which is creepy. Poltergeist, he kind of directed it, kind of didn't direct it.
Right.
He directed the classic horror film Billy Idol's Dancing with Myself music video in 1983. Texas Chain Saw Massacre 2, he did 12 years later. He did some episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, if you remember that TV show. He did some episodes from Tales of the Crypt. He did The Mangler. I don't know if you've seen The Mangler.
I have not.
It's not great, but highly recommend watching it. He obviously did some Masters of Horror episodes when those came out about 10, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And the last movie that he did was 2013's Jinn, which I didn't care for.
Yeah.
Really,
they can't all be zingers.
They can't all be zingers, exactly. For every Billy Idol music video, you have to have one uneven piece.
Right.
The actors in this, I mean, so the narration happened from John Larroquette from Night Court fame. He was paid with a joint and has never seen the movie. So great start. Great start there.
I love it. It was like, I never even bothered watching it. It's fine.
Yep, exactly. The film, the actors, who cares about the actors in this one? They tried to get, Tobe Hooper tried to get a PG rating for this movie, if you can believe that, Lisa.
Are you serious?
Yeah, try to go PG. So there's not really any bad language in the movie. Mm. The murders really happen kind of off camera.
Yeah, it is.
All that happened, but it only like made the movie more creepy.
Yeah,
because they got the atmosphere, and then things happen, but you don't see it, and you're kind of like guessing, like, oh, like, is she dead?
Yeah, just because I don't actually see the hook go through someone doesn't mean it's not
exactly
bad.
Yeah. So it kind of backfired in a fantastic way to make it even more creepy. The dinner scene, they filmed that over the course of 24 hours straight. The dude was in the prosthetics the entire time. The grandpa. Mm. The guy, so Edwin Neal is the hitchhiker. Mm-hmm. He said, filming that scene was the worst time of my life. And I had been in Vietnam with people trying to kill me. So I guess that shows how bad it was. Which is the greatest quote we've ever done on this episode.
No.
And this movie was banned in the UK until 1999.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy. All for a movie that has a body count of 5 people.
Yeah.
The vast majority are at the very end.
God, by 1999, they're so much worse.
Yeah, 1999. I mean, come on. There's like I mean, all the slashers in the 80s, like with a million murders, all kinds of ways, and everyone naked and whatnot and stuff. Yeah, this didn't get passed.
Yeah, it's incredible. And it's really just because of the timing, right? I mean, because it was so early and so ahead of its time, that it's still widely viewed as like horror, like gory masterpiece, right?
And
there's no gore whatsoever. I mean, there's the bones and things like that, but there's, very little. It's just very well done, clever editing out of necessity, and because they had to pay an extra $80,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what an extra $80,000 on your editing gives you.
Yep. And then, when I watched this recently, I had the 40th anniversary Blu-ray, of course. I had the Blu-ray with the commentary, and Toby Hooper was just like,
not the UHD.
Yeah, everyone hated me. Like everyone hated me during this film. And like people wouldn't talk to me. Like they had an after party and I wasn't invited. Like it was my movie. Yikes. Like you made us work 24 straight hours in a house with no air conditioning that had actual dead animals in it. 100 degrees, real dead animals, no AC, no fans.
And they weren't taxidermied animals. They were just like,
it was dead, bro. It was rough. Everyone said like they were like passing out and like gagging at certain points.
I mean, yeah, when that's your first entry into a movie, industry.
Yeah,
as an actor, it's
the reason that I didn't go through any of the actors or actresses is because most of them didn't act a lot after this.
No,
because
why would they?
Yeah,
they were like, if it's like this,
that was fun.
I'm
Thanks.
good. Yeah,
No.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is one of those things, just like this podcast, right, Lisa, where the idea sounds good on paper, and everyone gets really excited, and then when you're getting in the 110 degree heat with all the dead animals.
So you're our Sally, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, every time.
Do you when I leave like the podcast, do you just like laugh hysterically every episode? Oh my god, that would be terrifying. Wait, hold on, you're not saying no. What's happening? What's happening here?
All right, so let's get into the plot, or at least let's get into some of the highlights. So, Lisa, we've seen a number of movies over these last 100 episodes involving hitchhikers and involving teens on a road trip nonchalantly.
Tourist Trap 1000% ripped this movie off.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like in every single way.
Lisa, hitchhiker, you ever picking one up after this movie?
No, I wasn't picking one up before this movie.
You know what you should do if you see a hitchhiker? You're like, you know what? I do want to help you, but I don't want to get murdered. Just like throw them like an Uber, like
free
an
Uber?
Uber gift card.
There you go.
Throw them like an Uber gift card.
Yeah.
Let the Uber driver get murdered.
Here's the thing. I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't do it, but I'm not necessarily opposed to pick up a hitchhiker. I'm maybe more opposed to giving him my pocket knife.
Yeah, that
seems to be where it went off.
Don't hand the knife.
Rails.
Yeah, I've picked up hitchhikers before. Most of them were drunk, but it seems fine. Better than them driving. Anyway.
Okay.
No one worked at a slaughterhouse that I knew of.
My hero.
Yikes. No, this hitchhiker is probably the worst person ever. What are all the things that happen here, Lisa?
Oh my gosh. What is he?
He started cutting himself.
There's so much packed into like 5 minutes.
And then the Polaroid, doesn't he get the Polaroid camera?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And then he says, I took your picture. Give me money.
It's a nice picture. You can pay me now.
And then he cuts one of the guys in the car.
He shows them Polaroids of strung up cattle.
Oh.
Yeah.
He lights a fire.
Doesn't he have like a purse made out of fur or something, out of a skinned animal or something?
He had a lot of foil. I know, a lot of foil. Like, why do you have so much foil? I don't get it.
Didn't he also start a fire?
Yeah.
No.
There's a foil fire. Foil fire. Then he cuts somebody. He kicks your van and rubs blood on it. That's like a 5-minute segment. And he's like, this town is not great. Oh, also, they like a bunch of graves got robbed. Oh, that's cool. And posed in weird, gross positions.
Yeah, desecrated and everything. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's stop here for a lunch break anyway.
Yeah. I wrote down, okay, if you squint hard enough on this hitchhiker, is he James Franco?
No.
No?
No.
Franco can do the hair. You saw him in Disaster Artist. No.
Yeah, but no.
I wrote down.
There's someone he reminds me of, and I can't think who it is. but it's not Franco.
Dave Franco.
No, not Dave Franco either.
It's like I'll swing and a miss.
Yeah, I tried.
It'll come to me.
Yeah, I don't
Now the first shot of the movie, those corpses being desecrated, were real skeletons from India. Does that make it more creepy?
How?
There were so many real skeletons used in this movie. They're all like almost all the skeletons.
They got them exported from India?
They got them from India. They're cheap, apparently.
That's weird.
There wasn't like a dark web there. How are you getting skeletons?
This is the first dark web. It's a dark telegram or something. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Yep. So that's the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, not a great experience hitchhiking.
No. I have a question, Lisa. Are there any women in this town? Because I saw zero.
Yeah.
I noticed no women in this town. It was all dudes.
Yeah.
The only woman they mentioned is like a dead grandma.
Ugh.
She's the only woman in the entire movie from the area. I would say. Did that add to the creepiness at all, Lisa? It's like all these creepy, sweaty dudes everywhere. They're all gross. Everyone in this town was like skeezy and like gross. It was hard to even explain. Right?
Yeah. It didn't bother me. My degree's in engineering. I was always the only girl with a bunch of skeezy guys.
So this is an engineering town? Is what
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah. I don't know if the education level in this town was past sixth grade.
No. I don't know. So they're getting. Well, I guess let me ask you this. So the teens, what do you think? What do you think about this group of friends?
Teen Force. we got Sally, right? Yeah. We got her brother Franklin.
The one who he got cut, right?
Who's in a wheelchair? Yes. You got Jerry, the driver, who has some. Wow, this hair is some intense hair on this dude. You got Kirk, and you got Pam. Any favorites, Lisa? This is your first time. There's usually a favorite teen somewhere.
No.
No. Mm-hmm. You want them all die? You didn't care?
Here's the problem. This is our namesake movie. Okay. I have hyped this movie up so much in my head because it is so incredibly famous.
It says a letdown.
And we watched it and I was like, this is what people have been freaking out about for 40 years?
Can we get a definitive, just without your score, can we get a definitive ranking? Jigsaw is better than this movie to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That hurts.
Oh, that's just happened.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And I'll just chime in now that I have the floor. It is not unsuspecting victim friendly.
Okay.
You talked about the PG-13. No. Oh my gosh.
They tried to go PG, but obviously did not
PG.
happen.
No.
They had an X rating. They had to get it back down to R, but they shot for PG.
Very, very
which
bad.
is hilarious. So I guess let's just go through the deaths. What deaths did you like? Hammer, a lot of hammering, a lot of hooking.
Why did they stop the car? I forgot. Why did someone wandered off, but I forgot why. Did the car break down or no, right?
Well, the family home was like the most dilapidated building I'd ever seen. So they were probably just like, "Hey man, can we like?"
And then Sally's brother got out of the car or something, right? And then they went to pick him up, or I can't remember why they actually stopped.
So Kirk goes and is like, "Oh, hey, let's go look around in some random house. Oh, they got a generator. Sweet. You know, like, oh, yeah, we'll go here."
Oh, so it's his fault.
Yeah. The scene. All right. So describe how you felt about this. The scene where he walks in. Gets 100% surprised by Leatherface coming through that door.
That was creepy as hell.
Crushed. Now it was
really bad.
So it wasn't a real hammer, but it was still like 20 some pounds, and it hit the dude, and he actually got knocked down by the actual hammer.
That was really bad.
Like I said, everyone gets injured in this movie. Then he drags him, and then he shuts the door behind him. How did you feel about that whole just like a burst?
Oh, that was very bad. I also thought that he was going to kill everyone with a chainsaw. It's a chainsaw massacre.
So the chainsaw literally kills one person.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
one death.
Honestly, yeah, you're right. The hammer murder is a lot more, to me, vicious.
Well, okay. Did the guy get murdered by the hammer, the first guy, or did he get killed by the chainsaw after he was unconscious? I think he probably got murdered by the chainsaw. So I guess it's two chainsawaws.
I also thought that it was only Leatherface. I did not realize there was a family.
It's a family affair. Family that slays together, stays together, and eats together.
You can keep talking about the deaths, but I also want to ask you guys, what do you think the creepiest part of the movie was? Because I think when they wheel out the grandpa.
Oh, grandpa.
And at first, I thought he was dead. I was like, cool, they kept grandpa's corpse. And I was like, oh, he is not dead.
Cool. First of all, you said cool. Okay. They kept grandpa's corpse. Hold on.
All right. They got him. Yeah, nice. And doesn't he have some of her blood or something?
Yeah. That was a real cut. Because the fake blood tube wasn't working, so they cut for real. So that guy literally drank blood, for real.
This movie, man, not good.
Yep. I love it. It's like, what if we, you remember Psycho and Norman Bates' mom's there? What if his mom wasn't dead? Let's do that.
Yeah. And what if he couldn't hold a hammer and they tried 8,000 times and then she escaped? Now, double window jump in this movie. Lisa, what do you think? Window jumps. You a fan?
Yeah, I like window jumps.
It's a classic move, but this is one of the originators.
Was it the remake that we just saw, the Halloween remake?
Yeah, with
Jamie Lee Curtis. That was a really good window jump.
Yep.
Tourist Trap had the window jump. Donna's mom from that 70s show that had a nice window jump. Yeah, she has to go through 2 windows.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's intense.
One from the second story, one from the first story.
Yeah.
This whole house is ruined. Leatherface, first of all, terribly flimsy front door. It takes him forever to chainsaw through this front door. I mean, this thing looked like cardboard. Come on.
There's so much about this house. The fact that the real lesson of this movie is that you should just never just walk into a house. That was their mistake.
Staying in an apartment. That can never go wrong.
Now, let me just ask, the whole kind of preset for this movie is that they're in this hard hit economy.
Oil crisis kind of.
They're having to make their own furniture out of bones and whatever they've got.
Hold on. Do they have to? Do they have to?
Well, when your couch breaks, Nate, and you don't have money. My question is, do you think that's a side business? Should they be trying to
the
shop
Amish.
that out at IKEA
or
the
something?
Amish? Yeah.
With the wood furniture. They have the bone furniture.
But could you imagine just you buy it at IKEA and it just has the little infographic to show you how to put all the bones in the right order?
The femur's connected to the neck bone.
The femur stun is connected to the Florgan finger or something. I don't know.
Right.
Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Leatherface, the intro, I want to ask about the intro, Lisa, because I think that's the best intro of a killer in horror film cinema
just
ever.
That, the shock,
turns
he's
the
just
corner,
there.
Hammer drop, drag, shuts the door. It's so fast.
Yeah. There's no lead up.
There's nowhere.
Have y'all heard this story about this guy named Leatherface?
He's just there.
And like I said, you're a little over 30 minutes into this 83-minute movie.
Yeah.
And then just
it was crazy.
Such an entrance. I love it. It was so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things. Again, I think a lot with the editing that really made the difference for this. Even we're talking about, kind of glossed over it, but the opening credits for this, where it's just setting up the mood, where it's talking about all the different the body snatching, all that. The opening credits to this movie are perfect.
Now, they said that they try to set it up it looked like a real story, but they never say it's based on a true story. And also, Star Wars stole this. I wrote down. Well,
I did laugh when they're listening to the radio too. Where they're talking about it was a story from Houston. It was a news story that was coming out in Houston, Texas. A local man jumped out off a building because of a sports blackout or something like that. And I was like, that absolutely sounds like something that would happen.
H-Town.
Yeah. H-Town, that would absolutely happen. The Texans were just blacked out.
I don't get to see them lose in historic fashion every time. God, what am I gonna do with myself?
All right, so the dinner scene is all kinds of fucked up, but let's talk about the best scene in the whole movie.
Oh, where are we going with this one?
Her running away from Leatherface and the truck driver.
Oh, you're going with the end. You're going right to the end.
Yeah, we're going right to the right. I mean, is there something else you want to?
This movie's 45 years old. We're okay. I'm okay with going right to the end here.
the truck driver is the best part about this movie because I legitimately feel like this is an actual truck driver who didn't know they were filming a movie.
Dude,
because his reaction is he does not respond in any sort of rational way.
So he stops. He sees her. Well, he destroys the guy, Pet Cemetery style. 2 weeks in a row, we have a trucker murder.
Yeah.
Then he goes.
At least he's murdering for good. He's
murdering for good. He goes to help the lady. Leatherface turns the corner and he just does a 180 so fast. The 180 is so great.
And just runs. He just it's like fuck this. And it was out.
So the Gunnar Hansen, the guy who played Leatherface, he did not mingle with people. So
he stayed away.
When people first saw him, when Jerry sees him, that scream is a real scream. Yeah. People are really screaming and getting freaked out because
they did the same thing with Skarsgård in this recent right?
Yeah,
they kept him away.
That was kids though. This is
yeah. But you're telling me if you did not know what he looked like, you knew something was going to happen. You didn't know when, you didn't know what, and that guy came around the corner right at you, a hammer. Woo.
Yeah. Well, American Horror Story Freak Show, when they had Twisty the Clown, he had not met the cast at all previously, and so they showed the first day when he came in and he came in, had that big creepy grin and was making balloon animals for all the different casts, and they were just like, no, fuck this. And it carried through. Those type of things, they carry through in the act. In the film.
Now, Lisa, but before we go to the very end, I do have one question for you.
Okay.
The dinner scene, the mask gets prettied up a little bit with some makeup.
Oh yeah.
Did that help Leatherface become a little softer?
God, no.
A softer look, So Toby Hooper is no one got it right. So I got the makeup kit myself, and I tried to base it on whatever happened to Baby Jane, shotgun makeup style, and then that's what ended up in the movie.
That's incredible.
But anyway, sorry. The truck driver 180, amazing. They do a weird, it's almost like Benny Hill level, go in the door, out the door, chainsaw, whatever.
Well, then he just gets in the truck, and then he just sits there. Just get your ass go. Yeah. Just go. I legitimately don't think the truck driver is a part of the production. I think
they just happen upon him
because no one reacts to that. This
is the first punked episode. Is what you're saying.
They didn't tell him about Leatherface. They're they probably were hey, you want to be in this movie? We just need you to pick up this hitchhiker. Okay, and he's just walking around, and then Leatherface probably he's fuck y'all, fucking white people. What do y'all do? Just ran. And then inexplicably, so she steals the truck and goes, or no, she jumps into another truck. The truck driver just runs off somewhere.
He just goes.
Where did he go?
not in the chainsaw's direction. Now he does. No, first of all, this truck driver is the hero of the movie.
Yeah,
he runs over the dude who's stabbing her in the back, and he's the freak. He's the freakiest member of the family. Can you agree on this? Is he freakier than Leatherface, the hitchhiker?
Yeah.
Oh, he's super freaky.
Right. He's the worst, I would say. He's the family member who's I'm not touching you. And it's poking you all the time. He's so touchy. I hated it. I hate that.
Yeah.
But then he has a wrench, throws it into Leatherface's. I'm getting poked. I hate it. This is not a broom. And you're stabbing me while I'm kidnapped in a bag. I guess that's worse. But then he throws a wrench into Leatherface's face. Wrench face, if you will, falls down. Now they had a blood bag with steak inside of it. So when you see it, it's cutting open a steak.
Oh my gosh.
Now there was a metal plate underneath it. Well, a chainsaw is metal, and that's metal. And it reverberated the friction that it burnt the dude massively. So his yell also real.
Oh no.
It's dude, everyone got murdered in this movie. Everyone
no one actually did die.
It's surprising. It sounds like there were some serious injuries.
Well, didn't you say, because we haven't brought it up, didn't you say on one of the days it was so hot that the guy playing Leatherface actually accidentally stabbed somebody?
Yeah.
Well, there was one lady, she accidentally stabbed herself with formaldehyde. That was part of the production.
No, but Mitch said it was 104 degrees. They're filming in Texas, right? It's 104 degrees. He is in that full leather mask and he was going nuts. And he was supposed to I don't know what scene it was.
At the dinner scene, he cut her finger for real.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
It was that he cut her finger in for
Yeah, that was for
24 hours, 104 degree heat.
Yeah.
Oof.
And let's just get this shit done.
And now that he's wearing that apron and he's having to go back.
He had the nice makeup on, he was all prettied and ready up. Yeah, that dinner scene is just gross. I mean, the old man, the guy who kidnapped her. I mean, that kidnap scene is just so intense
Everything.
and close quarter.
Yeah.
No, there's no space. Everyone's so close to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's so creepy to me. Oh,
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. I mean, the movie's fantastic. It's just if that was happening to me, I'd be like, I give up. I don't know, whatever.
I'm done.
I give up. That's fine.
What did y'all? Did y'all? I guess last thing before we kind of get into our final segments here. What did you think, Lisa, about the twist that the gas station attendants was part of the family and really kind of?
Oh my God. I saw that a million miles away.
Saw that
I'm
a
like, are
million
you
miles
freaking
away?
kidding me? Like, what are you doing?
She escapes the first time to then only get. Yeah, it's like that's brutal.
Yeah.
He was so creepy in that.
Oh, he was super, super creepy.
He's hitting her with the broom when they were driving.
The second
and-
that she went in there, I was like, you're such a fool. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Which is nice. It was a nice barbecue guy.
Well, listen, I gotta say, it's bad when you need to ask for directions and you get this kind of help, right?
Yeah.
It's bad when someone in a human corpse mask is chasing you with the chainsaw. But you got to have a positive outlook in life,
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah.
And you got to say, look, it could be worse.
Could be worse.
Not that bad.
For me, it's all about perspective. It's what you make of it.
How could it be
I mean,
any worse?
I just want to go for Lisa. It could be worse. It could be episode 101. No, I said it could be worse. Sally could have had to jump through 3 windows to escape instead of 2. There could have been a 3rd story window she had to jump up. She went up 2nd and 1st. And then I was gonna say this is a classic movie where it couldn't happen now, like gas shortage, no cell phones, right? Like this movie couldn't happen now. But if I were to take one thing from a recent movie, Pet Sematary, the trucker could have been texting and just straight up missed her. Like she's getting stabbed. The trucker just, I'm texting and driving. I just miss everybody.
Yeah.
That could have been worse.
I like it. Yeah, for me, I mean, I just think, what if Leatherface had the chainsaw that's in Mandy?
Oh, the extended one.
Yeah.
Oh. Hard to maneuver in that house.
Yeah, but outside where it chased him down, I mean, he was already fast as it is. Plus, when he has that reach now, you ain't getting away.
So he had like 3-inch heels on to be like giant.
Yeah.
He was already like pretty, like 6'4" or something like that. But when he was chasing Sally, he was going so fast that's why he had like to stop and like cut branches. Like during the chase
to give her
like a head start.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He was hauling ass, and
So I'm saying if he had the long thing, he would have caught up even faster.
Yeah.
I wondered why, because don't they show him at one point like stopping and cutting
He's
stuff?
just
Like, what is he doing?
clearing some brush, clearing some brush for
he's
later.
like, oh god damn it, I've been meaning to get to this.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we got to do fire later.
Paul's gonna yell at me again. Lisa, what about
What
you?
if instead of the extra long chainsaw, he had the sawzall?
Ooh.
The sawzall would be so slow.
It's just a turkey.
but it saws
turkey
all.
carver.
It's a precision cut. He's like filleting people, man.
That's what he uses to make the bone furniture, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, this guy's got a sawzall, or I don't think they
Has
existed at
to.
the time. But if they did, he would
Yeah.
have one. Yeah, definitely.
Lisa, how else could this be worse?
You remember what? Remind me, Nate, that guy you said got paid in a joint. What was he on the movie?
Oh, John Larroquette, the narrator. in
The
beginning.
narrator? Yeah. It would have been worse if they actually made him watch the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if he's never seen it, but like 10 years ago, he was like, "Nah, I haven't seen that yet." I got to join.
I can't imagine he found
I got to
it.
join to talk for like probably like 10 total minutes and a couple takes. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, probably didn't feel a whole lot of attachment to the film.
Yeah, it's like I'm here at a night court reunion. Okay, stop asking me Texas Chainsaw Massacre questions. Talking about night court. Come on.
Oh man. Well, Nate, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a genre-defining film. Would you say that's fair, right?
That is fair.
That's Lisa. That's fair, right?
One of the first chainsaw murder movies. Probably not the first, but
No.
Sadly, yeah. Then I had to watch all the other junk that it's based off of.
That's right.
yeah. I guess one thing. Did you see any influences in other movies from this movie? Was it like, did you kind of notice things?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I can't pinpoint anything right now, but yeah, there's a lot of elements in later ones that get pulled from this for sure.
Well, Nate, I want to give Leatherface and company the opportunity to be a genre-defining movie for a different genre.
Yeah, I'm spinning the wheel of genres. Are you ready for this, Lisa? Texas Chainsaw Massacre as an adult film.
No. Spin it again.
Oh my God. This is terrible. I'm so sorry.
It's not a hammer that he hits him with.
Oh, this chainsaw needs to be more lubricated.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All right, respin.
I'm gonna respin this. Okay, this is our first ever respin.
Is that you want to use a respin?
No, yes.
Yeah. Okay, right. It's like the Subway punch card.
Although
like,
Nate,
every 10th one.
I tell you what, we'll give you one minute. Give me your adult movie real quick.
The adult. Oh, you want to give me the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Okay. There's a woman who's stranded with her group of friends, and there's this family. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so gross. I can't do it. Oh,
that's bad.
What's your pun? Can you give me a punny name for it though? Because there's always got to be, if they're going to be like the porn parodies.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Done. Come on. That was easy.
It would just be the Texas Massacre.
Texas Massacre.
Yeah.
That's easy. Okay, fine.
Lisa's eyes roll like wrestling fans listen to this. So I mean, it was full Undertaker eye roll back. That's as far back as that rolled.
All right, fine, Lisa. We went the other direction with this. Instead of an adult film, I spun the wheel again. What about a Shakespearean story?
Oh, I thought it was going to be a conservative like Christian.
Shakespearean.
The other way.
Shakespearean story.
Oh my gosh.
Leatherface, what hast thou wrought upon this house?
Dost thou rev thy chainsaw at me?
Sir, yes, I do, sir. Thine art nothing. I doest all the work.
Y'all got it. Look at y'all. You already writing the script.
This movie could use a lot more of those like robes with like the puffy white like circles around.
Oh, they would be so dread by the end of it too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they could use that. I mean,
you know what? That the hitchhiker scene so eloquent. If it was Shakespearean,
really? We don't got no jobs.
Dost thou desire yon picture? Payeth me sixpence.
Wouldst thou pay me?
Yeah, wouldst thou?
Yes, sixpence.
Wouldst thou?
Sixpence.
None the richer.
Okay. Now, all right, Lisa. This is your component. Can't do a chainsaw anymore.
Ooh.
Shakespearean time doesn't have a chainsaw. What is Leatherface? You can still do a Leatherface, I guess. Oh God, technically. But what is the weapon now? See, this is the key difference.
Gosh. Maybe a mace.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
He's got a club mace.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds terrifying. It's like the mallet, but worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like way worse.
Well, he wouldn't need to have fake.
Oh, and he's a butcher. He's the butcher in town, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, he's got this family.
So, I mean, he'd still have like a cleaver. He could still have, certainly the cannibalistic part of it still could,
a lot of cannibal stories in Shakespeare. A lot of cannibals. Prince Leatherface.
I like King Leatherface. King Lear.
So rename it then. Stratford upon Avon Mace Massacre.
Oh wow,
I like it.
It's like the Massacre of Venice or something. I don't know.
Willie Shakes is not a fan.
Willie Shakes.
My gosh,
I love it.
All right, I think we got to wind this down.
Big Willie Shakes.
Big Willie Shakes wants us to get to the final cut.
Final cut.
Big Willie Shakes.
No.
Getting shaky with it.
I don't know where I heard someone call him Willie Shakes, but it has stuck with me for a long time.
I love it. Hold on, explain the reference real fast for our listeners. I don't know if everyone's going to get Willie Shanks right off the bat here.
William Shakespeare.
No, I know. I know but where did you hear this? Is what
That's what I'm just saying. I don't remember where I picked it up from. I think it must have been in high school, right? Because I was in some AP English classes, and
this is what they were teaching you in AP English class. Okay.
No, I had some. Me and my friends were just really retarded, and one of them just said, "Oh yeah, good old Willie Shakes." I think that's where it came from, just out of nowhere.
Lisa, had you heard that before?
Yeah, but maybe it's because I've heard him.
I've never heard this.
I'm pretty sure I've heard Mitch say it.
It's definitely
big Willie Shakes. Okay,
so please, if we can help make Willie Shakes a thing. I'm gonna go see if that Twitter handle is at Willie Shakes.
Get verified somehow. I have no idea how it's gonna happen.
Just nothing but just horror movies taglines, but done. Okay, sorry, I know we're in our final cut, but now we're stuck. Nate, give me the tagline in Shakespearean in a loftier, elevated language.
So
who shall survive? who shall make it through this day?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Whatsoever does.
Okay. Now you're putting me on the spot here. Let's see. Okay, so. So who will survive and what will be left of them?
Yeah.
Which appendages will thine own?
Of thine appendages, how many hast thou lost this day?
Yeah.
It is in excess of thine life.
On this darkest day.
And they will remember.
How many appendages whilst thou keepest?
Yea, verily, I say to thee.
Yeah.
I don't know. This may not be Shakespearean. I think we're getting biblical now.
More of a Chaucer.
More of a King James.
More of a Chaucer. Yeah, totally.
Oh shit, this movie is a Chaucer, Canterbury Tale style.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Okay, final cut.
Okay, yeah, final. Lisa, as our.
I am excited to hear what this is going to be.
Gosh.
Actually, you know what? We'll come back to Lisa.
Okay.
We're gonna end with the unsuspecting victim. So
okay.
I will start. So for me, I mean, it is a classic horror film. It is, I've already said, it's genre defining.
Yeah.
I mean, it set the stage. I mean, and it's the one of the first few like true low budget horror films
that blew up.
Yeah, that blew up. And it's here in Texas. I mean, it's great editing. It's really, it's no frills in terms of, you know, elaborate stories or all these kind of things that I think horror movies kind of do to try to overcomplicate, to try to make it scarier and build more of a story.
Yeah.
It didn't need it. And even, you know, it's never really been able to been replicated as well, I think. To me, this is, I would say, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 bone couches.
Wow, only 8. Okay.
I debate. Now, again, it's not the best ever horror movie now that where we're at today, but it's.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm going next then?
Yeah, Nate.
Lisa's still deliberating. She's like, ooh, can I give negative scores?
Right.
Is that allowed? 100th episode, like all the rules get redefined.
Yeah.
So for me, so this movie, well, it's in my Blu-ray collection, so that's a low bar. But
so before the
Leprechaun collection was purchased, God, I'll never live that down.
No.
I have had this for quite some time. I've listened to 4 different commentaries as part of this movie. I like it a lot. There's never been a movie for me that has like the scuzziest, creepiest people ever. Like they're like the creepiest people that exist. They are not like the most horrific. Like they're not murdering people or slashing or anything like that. You know, this is a PG film, but that like seeing that family and how like they just it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. I'm just like, I hate these guys. He keeps jabbing her with the broom and like it makes me like that. And like I said, maybe because I watched it with Deliverance first time, like anyone in a rural area, I'm just like, oh God, like don't smile at me in this rural area. Or like maybe I can just like get to the next city before I get gas.
So this movie really fed into your classism.
No, it's just, hey, I'm from a rural area, but it makes me less likely to come back.
When you go home, you're like, oh, these dirty rural people.
No, it hasn't made me less trustful of rural people. I'm gonna honestly say probably a little bit. Like just a little. Like this is like if I see a banjo, and I'm like in a town I don't know, I'm just like I'm dead. Like I'm just dead.
This or Children of the Corn? Which one's making you more?
Children of the Corn is less because it's all kids. So it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, and
if you let yourself get taken by the kid, I don't know. It's on you.
That's fair. So the rural kids, you're really happy when they get off.
No,
that's just it's just really hitting all the boxes.
No,
for you.
This movie is like you said, it's like one of the quintessential indie horror films.
Yeah,
they really pushed the envelope on what was there, even though by today's standards, it's pretty tame.
It's super tame.
By the time, it was crazy. Leatherface is such a good villain in this one, and in the second one, he's absolutely ridiculous. Also, I like Leatherface in the first couple iterations. This is a classic. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go 10 out of 10.
That's fair. I don't fault that.
10 out of 10 Hitchhikers.
Yep. All right, Lisa.
It's so good.
100 episodes. You've seen 100 of these movies.
Now, for the unsuspecting victims, if you're going to show someone this movie, try to get them early in their horror fandom. So they can see the genesis. Like if you come at it late like Lisa did, I'm wondering if the impact was dulled. If that chainsaw got rusty or something.
Maybe. That's fair.
So I just a side note, I did remember who the hitchhiker reminded me of. If you guys watch Gotham, he reminds me of the Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay.
Or the Mad Hatter reminds me of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm all over the place on this one. I really don't know. I did not enjoy it.
I did not.
If that didn't come across in the review, I just felt it fell flat.
So it's too much hype is what
way too much hype.
Too much hype. Okay.
Way too much hype. I mean, this gets put up there, with the classics, it's this one, it's Poltergeist, for genre defining horror movies. And it's just maybe 40 years ago I would have felt differently, but
time travel back.
I think you're right, Nate. It might have been. I've seen so many other movies with you guys now that I go back and I'm like, this just isn't good.
Yeah.
It just, for me, it does not hold up at all.
So what are the positives?
They're all UT grads.
Okay.
Mitch told me that. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Austin stuff. Okay.
For sure.
What about Leatherface? Was it creepy for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's a sufficiently creepy movie. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, the truck driver's got to get a kick.
Oh, he was the best part of the movie.
1 point minimum.
He's the best part of the movie.
All right, so out of 10, what we got?
Golly, I don't know. Maybe
when the body hits the road here, we gotta. When the chainsaw hits the branch, you got to make a decision here.
Maybe 4 out of 10. Bloody Final Girls.
Okay, and this is one of the OG kind of Final Girls. So this is before Halloween and everything. Okay.
Which was sad because I did get that spoiled like a couple weeks before we watched the movie, but okay.
45 years.
I know.
2 weeks before.
I know. Isn't that pathetic?
Come on.
And like right before we were going to watch it, we were watching some documentary on movies or something and they spoiled it. I was like, son of a gun.
I'm going to blame Mitch on that one. There's no way you were watching the documentary.
Yeah, that was probably me. I think that was the Eli Roth history of horror.
Got it. Okay.
So that's why we gotta get some. There's a few like movies that Lisa hasn't seen yet that have great endings and twists. One's like The Thing. One, Sleepaway Camp.
We got to Sleepaway Camp.
We're
gotta do that.
We're gonna knock these early because we're 100 episodes. I'm amazed no one has written, and I'm worried to death someone's gonna ruin that for Lisa.
Yeah,
and
I need to get those.
We need that pure reaction.
Done. Yeah.
So, all right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. It's a little bit longer, but it is our 100th episode. Again, thank you so much for tuning in for any of these 100 episodes that we've done.
Yeah, compared to the first episode, way better. Actually, people listening to it. So that helps.
Yeah, well, the first episode, right?
The first episode, I recommend listening to the first episode going back. Lisa's so cheerful. Like she's like, I love it. Podcast is so cool. Now it's just like, God.
Well, at the time, Lisa only thought she was going to do it like once or twice, and then there was going to be other people sitting in instead of her. But then we had such it was so well done. We're like, no, we need Lisa back. It's like
Lisa's like stuck in a dead end job. Like, you know what? Out of college, I'll take this for first job.
It's freaking happy death day to you over here. I mean, stuck in a time loop.
Dude, happy death day to you with Leatherface.
Oof,
probably.
Oh my gosh.
But thank you so much for continuing to tune in again.
Thanks for all your support. Hashtag Team Lisa.
If you can, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends. We're in it for another 100 at least.
Lisa made some like deal with some gypsy lady, and she's locked in forever. So I mean,
we've got it coming up in this next 100, chapter 2. We've got the new Child's Play.
Scary Stories Tell in the Dark.
Oh, yes. So, I mean, horror is just getting better. So, Lisa, you're coming in at a great time to be.
Great.
It chapter 2, I actually am looking forward to. Because the first chapter was good.
Yeah, so. I think Lisa, you'll have graduated. You will no longer be our unsuspecting victim.
I graduate?
You're now just the resident.
You're just
victim.
The victim. You're just the victim. Like,
I know exactly what's coming.
This is Happy Death Day.
But I get killed anyway.
Or we can give you the final girl moniker.
Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Unsuspecting victim, but
so we're murderers, and she's the final girl.
100 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made it.
We need like a Lisa creepily laughing drop if that's going to be the case.
Or crying.
Yeah. It's a bit of both.
5 cries out of 10.
Nate, where can they find us?
They can find us at TexasPodcastMassacre.com, our website. Email us. Just because the mailbag's over, it doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you. Email us at TexasPodcastMassacre@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at TXPodMassacre. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Follow us. Join the conversation. We're posting fun stuff all the time. And we're on all your podcast platforms. So subscribe, give us a review, check it out.
That's right. All right. Well, again, we cannot overstate this. Thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only 100 movies. Good night.